Alex Hormozi just released an Instagram reel. You can go check it out with the topic around 0 weekends. Now, for transparency, he has a much, much bigger business than I do, but I'm going to approach this from the perspective of a practitioner who actually followed this concept for a long period of time in the beginning of my business, for the first couple years of my business, where I had the philosophy of work harder, grow your business, and then I'll rest and play harder later down the road. And here's the truth. From the perspective of a mom, as a practitioner who cares about mental wellness and holistic well-being and physical and mental health and balance in life, personally, I don't think it's possible to work 7 days a week and go hard with a family, or if you have certain life challenges, or if you have a business where you're running it by yourself and your partner's not all in. I think Alex Hormozi has a different set of circumstances right now where he can get up at 4 a.m., where he can work all weekends. His partner's in the business with them. They don't currently have children. They have a massive team. I think they're structuring life a little bit different. So I think with caution, sometimes there is a famous influencer, Greg Cardone, who several Christmases ago showed up on Christmas Eve talking about, hustle harder, the people that, show up, work harder are the people that are going to win. And Alex Hormozi said, if you want to win, essentially, if you want to, be first, then it does require you to show up on weekends. Now, here is what I think. I think in entrepreneurship, to succeed, whatever success means to you, it does require some discomfort. It does require some growth. However, I don't think it should be at the cost of your own health and wellness, and at the cost of sacrificing relationships that are important to you. And if we're sacrificing those to win or come in first, what's the point? Why does it even matter? And that's really what opened my eyes to when I was starting to burn out, when I was working 7 days a week, when I was saying yes to all things. I was, my schedule was really jamming. And I realized one day when I came home from teaching a yoga teacher training all weekend, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday, and I had patients and classes during the week. I came home one Sunday night, and my daughter, who was really young at the time, like around 3 years old, I believe, she said, "Mommy, I missed you." And then, some of you know this, I got my, at the time, this was several years ago, cancer diagnosis, and my genetic mutation diagnosis. And I was like, I had this vision of myself being in my office when I was like 55 years old and getting another phone call saying, okay, your cancer's returned again. And I just saw these screenshots where I had this choice. I had a path where I could stay down the road that I was on, and my daughter would be, 18 or 20 years old, and she would resent me, and I wouldn't have a connection with her because I missed so many moments with her. My husband, he might resent me as well because I missed so many moments with him, and I put so many family responsibilities on him so I could grow this business. And I saw myself sitting there at the desk at 8 p.m. at night by myself, getting ready, to wind up the day after teaching another class, which was a normal Tuesday for me, getting home at 9 or 10 p.m., and being by myself, having another cancer diagnosis, but having this successful business, yes, but for what? Why? Is that really how I wanted to live my life? And I decided right there in that moment that no, that was not how I wanted to live my life. And I would find a way to grow a successful business at the pace that works for me. And I am not going to do it at the cost of my health. I'm not going to do it at the cost of sacrificing moments with my family. I'm going to do it for the people that I care about, my clients. I'm going to help them succeed, and I'm going to do it for me, and I'm going to do it for my family. And that's exactly what I've done ever since that moment, ever since that decision. And so when you're listening to big names, really successful businesses, remember, don't compare where you are to where they are. They have grown with a different set of circumstances, a different deck of playing cards than you, and that's okay. Go at your pace. Make sure to check in with you, because speed doesn't matter. Speed doesn't matter if you're going to burn out and give out anyways. So do it for you at a pace that's sustainable for you. That's like the biggest lesson I learned. And if I can burn it down and rebuild it back up, then you can too. So I'm here to help. I just caught that video, and I really like a lot of his work. Some of it, I don't agree with all of it, but I do like his work. But it is something that caught my perspective, and it is a value that is important to me. And I just want to make sure that you're hearing different perspectives of other practitioners that are growing with balance in their lives, so you can make the right decision for you. And it might shift and ebb and flow depending on, your life circumstances. So for example, right now I am getting up at 5 a.m. in the morning. I'm completing a health certification course, intensive, second level, so I can sit for the Health and Wellness Board next year. And so I am making the decision on Tuesday, Thursdays to get up at 5 a.m. to attend a call from 6 to 7:30 a.m. so then I can finish that up, spend the morning with my daughter before I take her to school, and then go on with my day with clients. And it's temporary, so I'm really okay with this decision, even though it is uncomfortable. I don't like getting up that early, but I know that it's temporary, and it'll get me to a better place in my business of where I want to go. It'll enable me to be a better coach for my clients. So there's a lot of wins. So it's knowing that it's not all rainbows, daisies, and unicorns. Sometimes there are hard times, but you get to choose your path, and you get to choose your heart. All right, I'll see you next week. Well, actually, next week I am on vacation for the holiday. So I'm wishing you happy holidays, Merry Christmas if you celebrate it. I'll be here the remainder of this week. If you have any questions, if you want to leave me some comments or send me a DM, I would love to hear your perspective, and we'll keep going. Alrighty, talk to you soon. Bye for now.